Hey everybody, Thacia here with Legacy of Light in conjunction with One Love Wellness Center here in Menasha, Wisconsin, coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours. And we've been doing the book, If the Buddha Dated. So it's a handbook for finding love on the spiritual path. You'd think I'd know that second part from so many days, but I keep having to look at it. But whatever. So today's chapter is 13 and explore the ways you bond. So we bond on many levels, from physical appearances, values, interests, talent, and temperament. We feel drawn to someone. The more our connection is grounded in spirituality, the better the chance of a lively, vital relationship. A spiritual connection is when we relate to each other through our highest, wisest self, with truth, compassion, and on an open heart. To explore levels of bonding, read through the following sections and think back on previous relationships as well as the relationships you'd like to create. Or perhaps the one that you're in, and maybe there's some things that you can, do to enhance that relationship, to bring that bond closer and stronger. So, on what levels did you bond? What worked well for you? What was missing? Then, as you meet new people, notice at which levels you connect. Often we start with the earlier levels and gradually include more and more levels as we progress toward a spiritual bond. I have not included sexual bonding here. It deserves a separate chapter because it pervades all levels of connection. So the first level is the physical or the material. And if you want to pause this and grab some pen and paper, you can go ahead and do that. So that's number one. Number two is the intellect. Number three is interests. Number four, values or lifestyle. 5, psychological and emotional. 6, creativity and passion. 7, spirituality. And 8, essence. As you read over the following descriptions of bonding and the illustrative real-life personal ads, note what level feels familiar to you. Some people find that this exploration sheds light on the difficulties in past relationships. Other people find it an affirmation of what they already know. What's important is to remember is that the future is long and the high of the new romance is fleeting. In many troubled relationships, people simply did not think through their values, their interests, or dreams before choosing that mate. So number one, the physical or the material. Physical and material bonding are based on projected images and roles or looks, hair colors, status, money, possessions. We want people to fit our fantasies or our scripts. I want a wife. I want someone with money. I want a woman who is thin. I want someone who is young and has long hair. I want someone with black hair and a swarthy skin. At the same time, if we remember that our image of an attractive person is simply that, an image, we step back and begin to open up to people who don't fit our image. If you look through the personal ads, you will see how prevalent this level of bonding is in our culture. Tall, handsome, moral leader, 174 pounds, 42, desires skinny Christian woman, age 32 to 65, with small features and pleasing personality. Or self-confident, 5'6", 29, blonde-haired, long-legged woman seeking tall, handsome, financially secure male, age 30 to 35, for an outdoor fun and romance. So, number 2 is the intellect. The intellect can be the servant of the ego or the spirit. When our intelligence is the servant of spirit, it becomes wisdom. We explore ideas and teachings of interest and opening up with our creativity, being able to solve problems and contribute to each other. The ideas are the means rather than the ends. When intellect serves ego, we believe our ideas are real and a significant measure of our worth. We use information and knowledge to impress people, defend beliefs, win points, and assert our power. But we can get all A's or teach at a university and lack wisdom or compassion. When the intellect serves the ego, people are often serious, righteous, and distant. Man, 49, 5'10", 170 pounds, fit, handsome, educated, active, well-read, curious, successful, financially secure, seeks intelligent, slim woman, over 5'4", to share this lakeside home. The funnier part of that is that it is all about himself. So what he really wants to do is just date himself. He doesn't want some woman, but a slim woman. So it's pretty funny when you step back and you are the observer of these things, and you can think back to maybe some of your relationships or your moments. Maybe you dated somebody like that, I don't know, but that just struck me as quite hilarious. So the intellect, like it said, you could get all A's. You could be teaching at a university and still not be able to have compassion, have love, and really be able to then share that love with somebody else. Because when we don't have love for ourselves, we can't love someone else. So number 3 is interests. People often connect initially through shared interests. They belong to a hiking club or meet people at a dance or someone in bowling leagues. Interests can include movies, cooking, hunting, sports, events, music, hiking, biking, camping, skiing, travel, and so on. Shared interests can bring intense mutual pleasure that heightens the joy of being together. If you and your partner's interests are poles apart, you need to ask yourself whether you're willing to do these things you enjoy alone or with other friends. Can you accept your partner sharing many of his or her passions with other people? Will you both have the strength not to sacrifice what brings you pleasure in order to placate your partner? Or on the other hand, shared interests are building blocks, but not the foundation for a bonded relationship. Couples can fight and be lonely even when at a fancy resort, on a mountaintop, or in a French cafe if they don't have a spiritual bond. Single white male, 32, likes outdoors, hiking, dining out, horses, movies, camping, and fishing. Seeks someone interested in the same. So the 4 is the values and lifestyle. Values, which can be objective or subjective, permeate all levels of bonding. They can be about material possessions, child rearing, practices, lifestyles, eating, religion, or spiritual beliefs. They can reflect the ways we spend time, contribute to our community, and get together socially with others. In addition, values can include qualities such as kindness, openness, honesty, and sensitivity. We need to be honest with ourselves about the values that matter to us. If someone we are dating does not share this certain values, we can't ever count on them being there. Remember, there's a long life after the rosy glow of the romance fades. What's going to happen when you want to live in the city and have children, and he wants to live in the country and raise goats? What's going to happen if you like hiking and camping, and he likes luxurious hotels? If you are immersed in a spiritual practice and your partner isn't interested, how will that affect your daily conversations? Are differences negotiable, or will one of you be forced to submerge your interests or sacrifice your dreams? And which partner will do the accommodating? These may seem like boring thoughts when you're in love, but values run deep and don't easily change. That's why it's important to decide which are crucial and which can be negotiated or not of that great of an importance. Sometimes, even though we love someone, we're not a good match because our values and our lifestyles are different. It will require enormous compromise on one person's part. So, spirited country living woman, 32. Musician, poet, fit, green, enjoys outdoor activities, movies, surprises. Seeks man with similar interests who values integrity, humor, intimacy, family, community, and adventure. So here she is explaining everything about herself and what she values. These are the things that are going to be upfront for her and the things that she's not going to want to compromise on. And I can look back at a lot of my relationships and see, well, that was my thing, is to compromise, because I was telling a friend the other day, I just wanted to be loved for me. So I was picking these people who I could show and that I could love them for them no matter what. And there's a lot more entailed in that. Obviously, there was, a lack of self-love and other things along the way. But as, you go through your journey, you find things out. And, I take complete ownership of all of those relationships. And I don't fault any of those people for me choosing to date them and for them being who they were and who they are. So, psychological or emotional. A healthy psychological bond means we are honest with each other, verbally and non-verbally. Our ability to be honest is related to the accessibility and flow of our emotions, our freedom from all the stories we've made up about ourselves, and our ability to attune to each other and to relate from our essence. So to relate not from these stories that, like it said, that we've made up, that we've been telling ourselves in our head, and that, sometimes when you start dating somebody, they tell you about their ex and all the horrible things and, how they couldn't believe they were with somebody like that. That's just stories. That's just their perception of those stories. So that's the same thing with us. In sharing these stories, they're just our perception of these stories, and we don't need to cling to them, and we can go into a new relationship and not judge it on anything from the past. Start over with a clean slate and let that shit go. Our psychological development also reveals itself in our ability to articulate our needs and feelings and not to worry excessively about our partner's reaction to us. A psychological bond takes its time to develop. Through shared experiences, we start to know each other's habits, joys, and passions. We become adept at making plans and settling differences. We treat each other tenderly, resisting all urges to exploit our knowledge of the other's weak spots. Adventurous, single white male, 49, 5'7", stable, professional, seeks special relationship based on honesty, care, and commitment with someone able to treasure life's everyday gifts. Enjoys hiking, cool jazz, conversation, playfulness, values openness, warmth, honesty, creativity, and humor. And I don't know if you've all noticed the pattern, like they just keep getting more, not so like me. And this is what I'm seeking. And I want to share these things with somebody. This is what I enjoy. And these are what I value. So the next one is creativity and passion. Creativity is the manifestation of spirit coming through us, permeating our lives with curiosity, fascination, imagination, and originality. Whether it expresses by making love, playing an instrument, cooking a fish, singing a lullaby, arranging furniture, solving problems, or fixing things, creativity brings a playful effervescence to a relationship. It's as if two people and their muses join together for the delight and pleasure of the mutually creating something they couldn't bring into being on their own. 1 + 1 equals far more than 2. Such collaboration can be tremendously personal and intimate because our spirit and soul are revealed through our creativity. Man, 42. Good enough looking, carpenter, fit, playful, come sing, dance, and play, and revel in life together. Explore the limits of being alive. Enjoy the arts, the theater, walks, hideaways. Values warmth, kindness, and honesty. So the next one is spirituality. A spiritual bond is created through a wholehearted commitment to completely knowing ourselves, to be changed, transformed, and affected by another person. Through the revealed heart, we create the shared heart. Although we are committed to our own path, we surrender to the relationship. This is I, you, and us. Like 2 drops of water uniting in the ocean, we exist as ourselves, as a couple, and as a part of something greater. A spiritual bond allows couples to drink each other in, to attune to each other's vibration, and often we become telepathic and able to anticipate what the other is thinking and needing. People with spiritual unions treat their bond like a luminous jewel. Differences or conflicts are embraced as something to solve, not to cause for attack. The goal is to return to unity, not to win. When loss or trauma shadows their lives, their bond supports them and they can embrace each other rather than creating distance between them. The union is a continual source of gratitude. People give through tender eyes, honesty, kindness, and gratitude. People give, I already was through there. Just as Jesus of Nazareth said, "Be in the world, but not of it." These couples know how to be in the relationship, but not of it. They are in each other's hearts, and the relationship is the heart of the beloved. Join me on a magical mystery tour. Spirited woman, art teacher, 43, fit, playful, creative, seeking like-minded person who values intimacy, integrity, and community to explore friendship, love, spiritual connection. Interests: jazz, classical music, theater, hiking, canoeing, adventure, movies, and cozy cabins. Tell me who you are. I love that one. And finally, we have the essence. Essence is simply being. We live without mind, memory, or association of past experiences or teachings. There is no separation, just a quiet connection to the still center within us that is connected to that great void in the universe, an energy filled beyond thoughts and beyond ego. When we relate out of essence, we are honest, we are kind, and we are compassionate. At the essence level, we are a steady stream of consciousness, alive to the moment, unconcerned about past or future. If we were completely centered in this level, we probably wouldn't write an ad. And if we did, it might say, "Who am I? Who are you?" Let's explore the journey side by side. As we incorporate more levels of bonding, particularly the psychological, the creative, and the spiritual levels, we come closer to living out of our essence. Our masks fall away, fear subsides, and we dance lightly on our journey, relishing the details of the passing moment. So our goal basically is to aspire to live from our essence, to live from our authenticity, to live not from the ego and not from our mind, but a balance between this heart, mind, body, spirit, this beautiful place where we are essence, because the body and the mind and the ego are all part of us. It's part of our divineness. It's part of the Creator. It's part of our divine nature. So we need to find the balance within that, and to find the balance within our heart space and our essence and all of it together, and to not neglect one part of us for the other. And in doing so, we can do that for our partner, and to share in all these moments with them, and to connect on all the levels, and to, to seek to be our best, so that we can share our best with them. And just appreciate them. As you go up the levels, it seems like there is less and less ego. Like there's no place for, arguments. Sure, there can be disagreements, but it doesn't have to be so traumatic, and you can work through it together and not against. And, personally, I feel if you're continually going against and only one person is working at it, it can't continue, and it can't even out. It has to be a mutual thing that both of you are striving for. Otherwise, it's going to continually be, a burden for both people, because one person thinks that everything's okay when the other person feels like it's not. So you want to work in union together. So, yeah, I think that's all for today. So explore the ways that you bond, and, maybe go back and write some of these things down so that you can remember. Sometimes just writing stuff down kind of like solidifies it, in your mind, to help you remember the things that, you are striving for. Maybe go through all the categories and write down, some thoughts for each category, feelings, different things, and then allow the universe to guide you, and just ask for that, the broader spectrum. I want a happy, healthy, loving relationship on all of these levels, and what are the things that I can do to acquire that. So, I love you all, and I will talk to you later.